We as a country, like many other high-income countries, are ravenous for new clothes. H&M, Topshop, Primark and Zara are just a few of the fashion retailers supplying our ever-growing demand for the latest fashion fads. In 2016 alone, the UK bought 1.13 million tonnes of clothing. No wonder large fashion retailers continue to drop new collections weekly, feeding our insatiable hunger for better, trendier and cheaper fashion. So, what does the face of fast fashion really look like beyond our welcoming and pristine high street stores? These factories across the world are responsible for the onslaught of apparel that constantly fills the shelves and racks of our high street stores. For a staple wardrobe item like a pair of jeans, 7,000 litres of water is needed. That's the equivalent of a 15-hour-long shower. Unsurprisingly, this poses major consequences for our Earth's natural water cycle. According to the Carbon Trust, clothing amounts for 850 million metric tons of carbon dioxide emissions per year. On top of this, over 1.5 million tons of hazardous chemicals are used in the annual production of clothes. Although factories are legally obliged to contain these harmful and toxic substances, there have been countless incidents of chemical spills caused by these very clothing manufacturers. In February of 2018, a supplier of H&M, Next and Asda infested the rivers of Indonesia that children bathe in with its toxic chemicals linked to cancer, birth defects and death. So now that we've dived into the beginning of high street clothing's lifespan, let's take a look at the end. Where does it all end up? Over time, this question has become an even more concerning one, as 300,000 tons of clothes per year in the UK end up in landfill sites, which are already few and far between. These colossal eyesores have been embedded into our landscape, and if the unprecedented binning of clothes continues, so will the ruin of our peaceful countryside. Recent reports have not only exposed fast fashion's devastating environmental impacts, but also its poor ethics. Fast fashion factories are rife with child labourers. On average, 60% of workers are under the age of 18. These workers come from impoverished backgrounds, and therefore factory managers see this as an opportunity to exploit their desperation for a wage as meagre as 25 pence for 13 hours. Moreover, the unregulated conditions of the factory's processes means the much steeper cost of the workers' health. The dreadful working environments encourage respiratory illnesses, cancer, and even death. The dirty business of fast fashion had mostly stayed under the radar till one fateful day. On the 24th of April 2013, the world was astonished to discover that the Rana Plaza had collapsed due to a structural failure in the Dhaka garment factory in Bangladesh. And the effects were horrific. 2,600 were injured, and over 1,000 were proclaimed dead. It is considered as the deadliest accident due to a structural failure in modern human history. The plaza contained several fast fashion clothing factories, banks, apartments and shops. The plaza building's owner ignored warnings of collapse, and the workers had been ordered to return the following day. Despite seeing cracks in the building, one day after the cracks had appeared, the plaza collapsed during the morning rush hour. Soon it was confirmed that 3,122 workers were inside at the time of collapse. The UN offered rescue assistance, but strangely this offer was denied by the government of Bangladesh. Surviving workers were pinned under rubble for several days in the scorching heat, left to be found by rescue volunteers that were inadequately equipped. The Bangladesh government attempted to end the rescue mission prematurely, due to financial strain. This shows the blatant disregard for the lives of workers in secondary industry such as fast fashion manufacturing. A catastrophe like this should remind us of how important it is to consider our next purchase. So how can we shop mindfully and sustainably? If you do decide to buy an outfit, why not choose second-hand? These options are available at vintage and charity shops. This option means no new fibres have been used to create it, and it's one less item going to landfill. Plus, you'd probably save a lot more money. To be even more sustainable when you shop, try to avoid clothes that are made from materials such as nylon, polyester, or any material treated with toxic chemicals, as all of the above are detrimental to the environment and take years to degrade. Choosing to be more conscious about our shopping habits may mean the difference between a healthier environment and a more humane secondary industry. So we urge you to do your own individual research to find out how you can best meet your needs, the needs of workers in developing countries, and our planet's.